as a first introduction. Personally, I'm heartbroken, and I know that there are many other participants in this space and many other comrades, some of them who will be tonight in this space and others who may not participate tonight, who are truly shattered by what happened at the 55th National Conference of the ANC. There were many of us who entered this period of the 55th National Conference with the knowledge that we've reached a finality, that we've reached a point where either the African National Congress is now going to take the right decisions or it is going to fail. And it may actually, in that failure, lead to the death of the ANC and a very, very serious crisis for our young nation. Sadly, we have now truly reached that point. That watershed moment arrived in this conference. There are some of my comrades who broke down on Monday morning when the announcements were made. One of my dearest comrades suffered a stroke right there on the conference floor. Many others phoned me in tears. This is one of the truly most difficult times in the lives of many of us. We now have to take very difficult decisions. Decisions about how we relate to the African National Congress, how we see the ANC in its current form and in how it could project itself into the future. Questions about whether the African National Congress is still able to play that role as the leader of society and can still be called a national liberation movement. We will try to answer some of those questions in our assessment and in our discussions of what happened, what transpired at the 55th National Conference. Of course, when we say all of this, we have to acknowledge that it was long in the making, that many of us had seen the forebodings of what happened at Nasrec. That many of us, although we had hoped for something different, for something else, that we almost hoped against hope for a miraculous change to take place during the last couple of days since the 16th of December. That we also knew that the chances of that happening were indeed very slim. I had engagements with fellow comrades, warning them that I fear that this outcome, which finally materialized during the last few days, was almost inevitable. I could see the pain, the fear, and sometimes the anger in their eyes. They did not want to hear that message. Some of them became very upset and very angry with me when I warned about this possible outcome as it has materialized now. I did not return my anger to them because I understood their wishes and their hopes, because that same hope I also harbored in my own heart, my own hope that against all indications, against all odds, it would turn out well. Well, my dear comrades and participants in this Twitter space, it did not turn out well. It turned out disastrously. I'm now going to hand over to my co-moderator and co-host, Tshepo Gadima, to make his input. In the meantime, I will be looking out for Professor Sipho Siepe and Professor Chris Malekani to join us and to make their initial inputs. I know that we are still battling under level 4 of load shedding, and no doubt it will have an impact on the space and on the participation of many of you who may be kicked out. I've noticed that during the last while,